Last time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater. Harlock, Alec, Morgan, and the Bronze Wizard made their way to the Temple Labyrinth, where Harlock gave sex advice and a new kobold dick to the ogre teen in a minotaur body, which gave Juan enough time to catch up with them, and they all made their way to the Great Crystal and use its power to revive Morgan in her original body before heading back to Tellurix. In Foci, Cersei visited the necromancy school guild house and helped clean up after an accident in the kitchen, before teaching her familiar some wizard spells through a loophole in a witch ritual. Meanwhile, Vortiga struggled to survive in a video game like hell, with one battle after another, only to be defeated by an 8-bit lion, and as he laid there dying, was simply asked if he would like to continue. And now, Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater continues. Alright, how much experience points do you have?
1,000.
You can sacrifice all 1,000 of your points and come back as a dretch or a quasit. I'm not sure which one we have to roll percentage chance. If you go back down to 0 XP, you can hatch from this form and come back as one of those and continue the game.
The other choice is die, right?
The other choice is die, yes.
Then yeah, I'm gonna choose to continue and come back as the whatever.
Alright, we'll roll me a D10, I guess, and we'll say below 5 or below is dretch, alright, and above that is quasit.
I got a 2.
Alright, so you're going to become a dretch. Your pupil body starts hatching, you start coming out, the lion is feasting on some of this flesh, but now you are a small, chaotic demon.
Whoa.
So you're crawling out of this big larva, you're a tiny creature emerging from within. You are less Morgan than ever, you look less like yourself, you still have some similar facial features, but less. You have a bloated, short body with a thick, heaving step. You are very thick and muscly. You probably already, I think you might have already had this from before, but you have damage resistance 5 to cold, iron, or good. You're immune to electricity and poison. You resist acid 10, so you're the first 10 damage of acid you'll resist, the first 10 damage of cold, and the first 10 damage of fire. Your speed is only 20 feet. You have once a day cause fear. And you have stinking cloud once a day. It comes from your butt. You also have summon 1 level 1 dretch. So another one of yourself, basically. You can call another dretch to aid in you, like Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Aw, twins.
Yep, you call your twin friend to come help you. You can just summon them. It only has a 35% chance of working, though. You're now one of the lower demons. Oh, you do get a +1 size bonus to your AC because you're small. I forgot that. That does actually apply.
You're
So
wild.
I guess 16 AC then.
So you emerge from the body of this pupae you were hatching from. You crawl out from the inside, and you demon. You came out the butt.
Chop his head off, man.
Yeah. So you have initiative right now on this lion.
Yeah, I'm going to use my stinky butt attack to try and stun the lion.
I rolled a 14.
No, you beat me as a 14 and I only have a 13.
He is not nauseated by the smell. He's used to some stinky, and plus it's an 8-bit world, so maybe smells don't translate really well in video games. I don't know. Doesn't seem to work on the lion. He's not nauseated by your stink.
It happened.
But there is a cloud that persists for like 4 rounds or so. So there's like a little 8-bit pixely gas cloud that's sort of semi-transparent and green, hovering in the air around you. He's gonna look up at you and sort of like he swipes his paw at you to like get away from his food. He's like protecting his meal.
Yeah, I'll use my claw attack. That's going to be 24.
It's a hit.
And that is going to be a 4 plus 5, so 9. Yeah.
This thing's gonna try and swipe at you again. I rolled a 9 plus 7, so 16 versus your AC.
I have 16.
Oh, you get a reflex save for half then.
Yeah, because it's, I rolled a 3.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna make it. So I'm only gonna do 8 damage.
And I'm going to pick up a bottle and stab at the lion.
Alright, so your remove action, you grab a bottle off the ground, improvised weapon. So melee attack with this bottle.
Natural 1.
Oh man, what does that mean? You like cut yourself?
I swipe and stab myself.
Alright, do 1d6 damage to yourself.
I got 6. Damn it, 0.
A voice pops up. Do you want to continue?
I don't have any more quarters, I don't think. But
Yeah, you have 0 XP, so you cannot continue.
Okay, so Vertiga died.
Ortega dies.
No!
A dretch in the underworld.
Brian, what the hell?
I can't do anything about it.
It happens.
In fact, he was a natural one himself with a piece of glass, unless he has a hero point or something he can undo it with.
Well, I mean, some
My
kind of like.
deity is literally the eater of souls, so they wouldn't do anything.
But like,
I
Yeah.
can pray when I'm dead. I've already.
I mean, you're unconscious, not dead. You're gonna bleed out, but you're only unconscious right now. You're not technically dead. You can pray while you're unconscious, I believe. Your mind is still alive.
you can call
Oh,
that
yeah, I'll contact
You can still use your
Rovagog.
Rove good.
I will smash the inside of my mind.
In your mind, you're racking your brain with pain. What do you say to Rovagog? What you got?
Oh, great eater of souls, Rovagog, please grant me one more extra life in this game that we call life.
Roll me a diplomacy check with that.
I got a 15.
Alright. So not great. Rovagog's sort of here and you're sort of not. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a constitution save and give you 1 round to defeat this lion. If you can take this lion out in 1 round, you might get another bonus potion.
You get like
I got
one.
a 10 on my constitution save,
Alright,
which I guess I'm going to surge. That's an 11.
Yeah. Still cough up a little more blood.
And for my last mythic point, I got a 5.
Alright, that'll be enough to startle yourself awake. You got 1
Okay.
turn.
Yeah.
You basically have been granted 1 HP.
I feel like I don't want to waste my good options, but I might be dead and not have to not be able to use them at all. So I guess I'll summon the Dretch.
Alright, so roll me a percentage chance to see if it shows up. So that's your attempt?
Oh, acrobatics on top of the wagon. And that's going to be a 15.
Alright, that's enough to get on top of this little 8-bit flat wagon. You bloop, you do a Mario jump on top of the wagon. The little lion's now below you, like clawing at this little maggot body. You have 1 HP, showing in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Lion can't reach you though.
Okay, so yeah. I'm
A
just
round
setting up
passes.
I mean, I can't really do anything else. I'm waiting for the lion to attack, and then I'll have to.
His
attack
round, he
back.
can't reach you. The round passes. He's like claws. He's eating this maggot. He's not concerned
Okay.
with you. Last thing you did was cut yourself. He's not. He's like eating this maggot.
Jump off the cart and try and do a diving claw.
All right, I'll let you roll a C&B to like charge with it or something too, like knock him to the ground. Knock him
Sure,
prone.
I'll do CMB.
If you want to flip past him, like jump over him, then do acrobatics over him.
You can just flip at him.
No, not as an attack. You have to do a C&B to have a
Alright,
combat
I'll do a
maneuver.
perception real quick to see if there's any way out of the level besides attacking the lion. 18.
Alright, it's hard to explain because the universe is flat, two-dimensional, but from the top of this cart, you feel like you can see down to the next level. So you see the levels behind you where the floor was risen up, making that pyramid shape where you defeated enemies and then they dropped you down and then rose back up to the next level. You're down 3 levels, you see at least 1 level down below you.
But honestly, I need to attack the lion because I only have 1 HP, and therefore, if I go to the next level...
There's probably something else there waiting to fight you.
Yeah, that's going to be tougher because it's the next level. So I will attack the lion. And I mean, that still allows me to get the attack on, right?
Yeah, that's what this is. This will be like you tackling it and then I'll still let you claw it. If anything extra happens.
And that is only going to be a 13.
You can still swipe at it, but it's not going to knock it over. So you can still roll the attack if you want.
I got a natural 20.
Well, then the attack will definitely hit. You won't tackle the thing, but your claw will catch it, and you're going to do double damage, so...
Okay, so yeah, so 2 and a 4, that's 6, plus 5, so that's 11.
It's enough to take out this lion, though. Unconscious video game lion. Yep. You have 1 HP. There's a counter counting down for the lion. You see it above the lion's head. It's like 9, 8.
Elbow drop
Yeah.
him.
So he's down for the count.
Fatality.
Yeah. I call it one more time so that there's no one on the other side hitting LB, RB trying to revive him quickly.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anyone trying to revive him or having enough quarters to bring back the lion. So the lion's is slowly bleeding out. It'll be dead soon. You're there with the cart, your body. You get 800 experience points. And I'll let you know about an old video game trope that if you eat food in a video game, you regain health. And you are standing next to a pile of larvae flesh. It is your old body, but...
And a fucking lion.
And a lion, I guess.
Eat its heart.
You could eat the lion.
I do as Liz says, I eat damn heart.
Alright, so how do you get to the lion heart? You just cut it with your claws?
Yep.
Alright, so you're going to tear at this lion, cut out its heart, eat it. But you're going to get 3 hit points back from eating the heart.
Alright, so I'm at 4 HP.
And the floor is sinking.
Alright, yeah, I'm going down to the next level.
So you drop down another 15 feet. So while Cersei was teaching Winston all those spells, using her dangerous magic, her dangerous witch magic in this wizard town, I need you to roll 2 percentage die.
First one is a 44, and the second one is 41.
You unlock some sort of strange limbo magic, and now, if Winston is ever beheaded, his head will explode in a 10 damage fireball. You could always just rip his head off, and then he turns into a bomb, basically.
I need to write that down.
You don't know that, unless you roll a knowledge arcana or something.
I don't know that, but I'll roll spellcraft and arcana all day. I'll figure that shit out. No
Okay, roll me one of those two things.
That was a natural 20.
Yeah.
Plus 16.
Yeah, we'll say Winston's head changes colors, and you've heard about this before. The color change is very slight, not very noticeable to anyone else, but you're very close to your Sturge. And you notice his eyes were bugged out a little more than normal. So you sense that's what's going on. You've heard of this happening with familiars before. But yeah, you've heard of this happening to Sturges before. Drinking too many potion mixtures. But you can use that to your advantage too, so that can be fun.
To my advantage? Do you know what happens to me when I don't have a familiar?
Yeah, you can't do jack shit, but you never know what kind of situation you might get into. You can always replace familiar after a day or whatever, right? Or a week.
I can get it in 24 hours, I think. But
yeah,
still, I had to go through an entire ritual last time. I passed up a frog.
Yeah, you did pass up a frog. You went to work a couple days, you drank, you hung out with your new necro friends, of which you have 3. Living the city life, working hard for a living.
Yeah, I'm really just waiting on a chance to meet Sazerac in a metagame. Like, I'm just waiting for that. So I'll go see what's up with the herbs.
But yeah, you got the staff, and it came with a note. You finally get around to reading this note. It's an invitation to the Earth facility to see what they've been working on, your progress in Wizard Battle, and your staying here in town. Suggest you might be a candidate for a special program. They're just inviting you to check it out and see what you think. You've been approached by them before.
Well, I definitely want to. I'm going to show up with Frederick.
Yeah.
Kind of my date, or maybe not a date, but more of a guardian.
So, yeah, into your life.
Seems like I'm a little more important than I am. You know, I'm Queen Cersei.
Yeah. Like, you might travel everywhere with a bodyguard. That might be your thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're a celebrity. So yeah, you come with your bodyguard. You show up to Earth. Is Frederick a magic user?
No, he's a fighter.
All right, then they will ask him to wait outside.
I'm going to roll diplomacy and say that I need my man by my side, and that's going to be a 24.
All right, they apologize, they say, but it's Wizard's code. It says Wizards are very secretive. We love to share knowledge with each other as fellow magic users, but non-magic users shouldn't be privy to this kind of power or information because it's dangerous, and you as a witch should know that, you know, handing out power like this is dangerous.
All right, very well. I will caress.
Feel free to. He can wait here for you. If, promise no harm will come to you.
I got a plan. I'm gonna caress Frederick's cheek, cast a sweet little gentle repose on him while I
make him look good.
Yep,
Keep
and
him
then
fresh.
Walk on in.
You are in the Earth facility, which is like a large magic research lab. There's lots of potion making going on, lots of all kinds of research papers and books around. It's a large library, lots of summoning crystals and pools, and pretty much anything a wizard would need to get work done or study. They also need to be focused on studying one thing, the study of chaos, of the nearby realm of limbo, and they think that's where magic power comes from, and so trying to understand it, and trying to unlock it. But they will take you to a room and explain that in doing so, a long time ago, put their city in great danger. And he will point to what looks like a snow globe on a table and tell you to look but not touch.
I'm going to roll a knowledge history check to see if I know anything about this from my previous lives, perhaps. 19.
You have some vague recollection of when you look in the globe, that city looks vaguely familiar, yes.
Alright, well, I guess I will look but don't touch. Roll perception, yes?
Yeah, to look but not touch.
20, not natural.
You recognize the city as the city of Fossa.
And I'm currently in Fosse.
Yeah. Fossa is the real city. It seems to be frozen, but parts of it seem to be moving. Like, some of it seems to be moving in slow motion, but the rest seems to be still. But there seems to be like 2 little objects in it moving. Strange-looking creatures, but they're very tiny, hard for you to see. But they're both like weird, shifting, forming, changing masses that are hard to identify anyway. And they seem to be changing the environment around them in the crystal, wrecking the city. Very slowly, though. So you're watching this city like slowly being destroyed.
Alright, well, can I do a sleight of hand to grab the globe?
Yeah.
It's gonna be, that's a 15, but I'm gonna surge that shit. 25.
They do notice you and they yell,
I
"No!"
rolled a 25, bro.
I've rolled high enough perception to get that. I'm sorry, but you're closer to the crystal than them, so all you have to do is
Yeah.
roll a higher like reflex or something to get to the crystal first, or
Well, I rolled a 10 plus 3, so I
that's
got
higher than
that.
10. So yeah, you touch the crystal before anyone can stop you, even though you hear them yelling, "No,
Swift
don't."
action, smash.
Well, you can't because as soon as you touch the crystal, you find yourself in the city of Fossa.
Fuck it.
You are
I
there
was just trying to hang
in
out
the
for
city
like a
of
couple months
Fossa.
and do some wizard battles.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, so the city looks much the same as Fosse. You'll note that Fosse was probably modeled off of this city. You'll see the still great casting tower that's leaning. All the buildings are pretty similar. Still have shops, and there still seems to be people running around panicking because the city is being destroyed by two very large creatures. No.
Alright, I'm rolling, knowledge plane? I got a little something on that. And it's gonna be,
Yeah, that's better.
not natural 20. Well, 23, whatever.
So you see in front of you, the people are fleeing from a large monster known as a Hecatar from Limbo. Everything around it, the terrain is just shuddering and shifting. It's changing instantly as it touches it, from like forest to desert to wasteland to water. Like it's just constantly shifting and being destroyed and rebuilt, and everything around it's just changing in form. So if you're caught up in it, you'll be transformed and torn apart and changed materially.
Who let chaos into the damn...
Well, I'm chaotic neutral, so limbo's kind of my thing.
So there's a 30-foot long serpentine humanoid that's kind of in the middle of this mass. To put a context on it, but that's not even what it really is. That's just kind of like the closest you can materialize in your mind what it looks like. And it seems to be moving between points. It's moving back and forth, moving very quickly. There's a crown of smoldering violet and symbols, like all kinds of weird symbols floating around in this cloud. And this snake body moving around is destroying and touching everything and morphing everything around it. It was already heading this direction when you appeared. This is the direction it was traveling. You appeared in the middle of the city.
Alright, well, I'm gonna keep running and then try to find a place to hide.
Alright, where do you run to?
I would like to duck into a shop or an inn or something, like around the goddamn corner. Just,
Yeah, you got all that stuff here.
line of
It's
sight.
like I said, it's basically the same layout as Fosse, so if you want to pick one of those places and go there, you'll know how to find it.
I'll head to the bar.
You head that way. You hear the rumbling noise still coming this direction, but you duck into the bar. It seems to be pretty empty, but the barkeep is still there.
I'm gonna say, hey man, I'm gonna roll diplomacy. I'm gonna be like, we need to get underground right now. There is something serious coming our way. Diplo roll. That's gonna be a 25. Well, 28.
It says, go underground. There's no way we can go underground. Don't you know what this is?
Well, I'm gonna ask him what I can do. How can I fix this?
It says, well, prophecy states the only reason we're stuck in this conundrum is someone released these beings onto us through the great portal at our front door, the weak spot in Limbo. The city was frozen in time in hopes that one day a great magic user, a powerful wizard, could stop them. So unless you're that wizard, come to stop these great beasts. There's no, we're stuck right here like this, just constantly recreating the city and running away.
I'm gonna tell him thank you and good luck, and cast open on the front door and walk through it.
Alright, the door opens. You walk outside into Fossa.
Oh, God damn it! I want to get out of there.
No, does not work here. That
Can
spell
I
is not on these
ask
doors.
someone how to get the fuck out of here? Like, what am I gonna do, man? I'm stuck. Can I get a reprieve? I gotta figure out a way to get out of here so I can plant something and then come back. Dazzling light to try to attract people who are outside of the crystal ball to somehow bring me back, like to attract their attention.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, they probably saw you get sucked into it. But I mean, as far as you know, they might not even know a way to get you out. And the only way out is to restore the city to its proper form. Like, it's frozen in time, so you are now in a time warp, pretty much.
That's fun.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But I mean, you would be able to gather that the wizard in the tower is the one who was looking for help, looking for assistance. And since he's probably the most powerful wizard in town, if there was anyone that could help you,
I would go to the tower.
Yeah, the tower. Yeah.
Yep. It's either that or cast fly on myself and try to go towards the top of the globe. That doesn't seem like it's going to work out very well. Yeah, I'll go to the tower.
Cersei heads towards the casting tower. You see the bar and the bartender swallowed up behind you in the waves of chaos. And then the cloud passes through them and there's just destruction left behind.
Alright, well, I guess I'll hop on my broom and do a little fly action. I'll cast Fly on myself, of course. And my fly check is about 25. So I'm just going to cruise on my broom over to the top of the tower.
You can cruise at full speed, top of the tower. Boom. Land.
He said we're sitting inside the temple, yes?
Yeah, you were meditating inside the temple, yes. And you're in a deep meditation, my friend. You're having a super hardcore post-crystal touching, fighting a big elf guy meditation. Ostis left you. You're thinking about your life. You're in an teen ogre body. You're going through a second puberty. You're very confused. Your voice is changing. All that stuff. And you go into a deep, deep meditation. So you're in the astral sea, but you find yourself in like a shark cage.
Alright, I call out Rory.
Alright, you hear Rory's voice replying, calling back to you.
I ask, where am I, O great Lord of Light?
Do you not recognize the astral sea?
Oh, yes I do. I'm just not used to the shark thing.
Oh, the cage you are in. A restriction placed by the great crystal in the temple. Says whoever last controlled it wielded the power for a long time and used it to make many such arrangements, this being one of them. So as long as you are in the temple and meditating, you're stuck in this spot. On the upside, though, for the most part, this cage protects you from an astral shark as long as they don't come for your silver cord, which connects back to your body on the plane below. So if you see him coming, just get out of here as fast as you can.
But I'm in the shark cage.
Yeah, but your cord isn't.
Ah, that is true.
Yeah.
So I can just tug on my cord and it'll pull me back
Yeah,
up?
that's how you leave, yep. But you're not able to travel out of the cage. It's not so much protecting you from the sharks as it is like preventing you from moving around in the astral plane.
Yeah, I'll ask Rory, you know, my path's been so clouded lately, I would, you know, greatly appreciate it if you could shed some of your shining light on my journey and help me along in figuring out what my next move should be so that I can claim the main crystal for the light.
Alright, so Aurora's going to respect your request but require a very deep and long meditation from you. So much so that twice you hear noises that would normally startle you from your meditation, but you remain focused. But Aurora tells you not to worry and focus and remain meditated. And so you do not worry about these things. You stay deep in your meditation and ignore the things around you. And remain focused until you're able to drift back in time using your proximity in the crystal and experience history through someone else's eyes. You see the world through your father's eyes, Kelnar Tritherian. You don't realize it at first, but it's like a quantum leap type of thing where you're like, you know, you think you're yourself, but you're in someone else's body, and after a while you realize it. But you're walking around, you're in like a college town, and you're a pretty young adventurer at this point, but it is a college town, a lot of other young adventurers, and you're there hanging up flyers for lots of different flyers for different adventuring groups. They're like summer trips to go on adventures, because, you know, it's these college kids will spend their summers and their break from school to go out adventuring and get real life experience. That's part of the program here. So you're up putting up these flyers. You're already an experienced adventurer, a killer, a mercenary, but you're doing this work for someone that you're not very clear of. But you do get mixed up with a very small group of adventurers who hire you. One of the there's like a rich halfling that hires you to follow along with this group. So there's a rich halfling and like an elf, wizard, and a bard, and it's a group of 5 to 9 people. It's a small group. You don't really get to know all of them, but you're traveling with a small group, just making sure they're safe as they're going on their trip. They're going searching for what is rumored to be an invisible wizard city on West Linya. And they have this elf wizard who traveled a long way from Demon's Knot to study at college here and has been sharing a lot of this elven knowledge, and so he's been expanding the knowledge of magic for these non-elves. And he wants to search out this wizard city to gain more knowledge. He's like very hungry for knowledge and sharing knowledge, and he thinks if he shares some of his elven secrets, he'll get some wizard secrets from them. And so he was one of the main people behind wanting to go on this trip, the elf and other adventurers. And so they're all heading to try and find this invisible city. They do find it. They are not very friendly to the non-magic users, including Kelnar. So a lot of the adventurers leave. Some stay behind, and the rest head towards Oestra. And you escort them there. Which is like in your mind as Kelnar, you see it as like a very newly built, very modern-looking city. Nothing like you've ever seen before. Automated doors and
That's in West Lydia, right?
Yep. Electricity. It's very small right now. Like it's barely settled at all. But your small group comes in and does some research there, studies with some of the scientists there, gains some knowledge, and some of them decide to adventure on to some of the surrounding unexplored territories due to some research they did that you don't really know about. You weren't much of a studier at that period of time, but you somehow still managed to tag along with this group of people. One group went to Hero's Tomb. The other group went to the Wild North. One of the adventurers, a female named Rhea, led the expedition towards what is now known as Reyes, named after her. And Normantown, which was named after the captain of the ship that led the expedition, Norman, or Norm as his friends called him. They settled there and started doing, built a small city and started excavating in the caves.
I did with Rhea.
You went with Rhea, and an orc, and a dwarf.
But I didn't go to Hero's Tomb, right?
You did not, no. The other half of the group went there.
Okay, so I went with Rhea to Reyes and went to Normantown.
Yeah, you helped build Normantown, helped tame the wild air. There's lots of wild creatures there, so you got paid to help kill animals and fight off any kind of locals that would have been there, anything like that. You're at this point like their main military guy. You have a follower of like 12 well-trained men. You're a very charismatic leader of a tiny legion, basically, that's been hired out as a mercenary. What you're getting is like a video will. You see a hologram of Kelnar, and he says, if you hear this, I must be dead, which means the prophecy came true, and you finally killed me. I made this recording so you would understand. So you're basically getting a video will from your dead father trying to explain what happened. He left you a video message on the crystal. Yeah, you go with this group and you help conquer this island. When they discover a great crystal and they build a tower for it, the city grows and they're known around the world, and things are going great in the city of Reyes. It's just amazing how much the town's grown, and you experience all this. And soon you're contacted by one of the former members of the group that split off in this group, one of the ones that stayed in Wizard Town. Still there, still in the Wizard Town. Very angry that elven magic that was shared is being replicated cheaply, being sold, not being properly handled. Now all of a sudden feels like there's something sacred that shouldn't be sold for 10 cents or 10 gold for a scroll. It's having problems with it, and it's called you in to help take out some scroll makers. And you have a crew that can either go into battle or do stealth assassin type action. So you take your small group in and take this scroll maker out, burn the scrolls, possibly store away a couple for yourself, sensing there's great magic power there, but you sneak those away. Then he also pays you, due to some research he's done while here in this wizard town, to travel with him, with your crew, as a bodyguard.
Do I catch this member of the group's name?
Oh yeah, you remember him. His name is Barclay.
Okay, so it's Barclay. So he was the elf wizard?
Yep. And he hires you to take him to Rat Haven, which is what is known as East Norland, basically. To the Snake Spine Mountains. He wants you to, you and your crew to help assist him get there, protect him on his travels. You agree to go. You do assist him. You travel through the one port city on that island at the time, which has no name, but it's just a ramshackle port run by a bunch of humanoid races. Their only means of trade and fishing on this side of the island, besides in the bay, where the rats seem to have taken over.
So that's the mafia town, right?
Yeah, it isn't the mafia town yet. It's much smaller than that, and there just seems to be a conglomerate of different races all kind of working here together at this period of time. But it's much smaller. There are much fewer of them, it would seem. A lot of them probably still live in the wild. This is probably the most civilized place on this island, so you guys are going to be traveling through a lot of jungle, and the roads don't exist yet. The plains are more wild. So you help lead this much smaller group. It's just you and Barclay and one other, and your small crew of followers. To Rat Haven, past Rat Haven, to the Snake Spine Mountains, where he goes hunting for what he calls a great crystal. He is able to find a shard of it, a piece of it, and he takes it with him. He starts doing all kinds of crazy magic stuff you've never seen before, power you didn't think could exist as Kelnar. You see all this stuff happening. He's doing all kinds of crazy magic stuff. You've seen him do stuff before that was impressive. He was a very good wizard to begin with, but with this crystal in his hand, he's doing stuff you didn't think was possible, manipulating the energy of the universe. But it's a very small shard, and he's able to walk around with it. And you guys head back to the port with his intention of heading back to his home on Demon's Knot, taking some control there, and a monopoly basically on elven magical items and elven magic. Like he wants to go there and restrict the ability of people getting that knowledge now that he realizes it's sacred after seeing it sold for so cheaply on the wizard market. And he wants to bring you along. He pays you handsomely still, seems to have the money. But by the time you guys reach the docks, he can't afford the ship ride back with the size crew you guys would need to land with an attacking force, because you advise he hires a larger army because you're familiar with Westport. You have enough world knowledge to know that they're a military town. He knows this too. Or whenever you guys got to this back to this dock, the shard didn't seem to have as much power. He couldn't do as much crazy stuff with it. He thought it like they had been drained or something, like he'd already used all the power out of it. That was his assumption. And so it was just a nice, pretty rock at this point with various, very minor magical effects. So he traded it to a Vishkanya merchant and established relations with him, and talked about his intention of starting a trade of elven goods and elven supplies and elven absinthe, etc. And started establishing these trade routes.
So the Vishkanya merchant is Jim Darling, correct?
That's his father, or his or her father, yeah. Yeah. So he gives this man the crystal for this ship and a small army. They head to Northport and build a town with a wall and start fortifying, get ready, and they do it under the guise of creating factories. And he does create factories and workshops to create elven goods. He also constructs a temple to Chaya, because when he was in the Snake Spine Mountains, he had an encounter with the Shadow Plane. He was, for a moment, adrift in the Shadow Plane, a place he'd never been. You're like his bodyguard at this point. He's paying you to like be around. So you were just working for him. You're a mercenary for hire. You worship Gorham, and a lot of Gorham followers are mercenaries for hire. So at this point, you guys are supposedly building the city and fortifying for a later battle. He has greater machinations. You get to know Barclay pretty well. You become very good friends. You help him strategize even. He starts, cranking out some magical goods and making some money, illegally producing some elven absinthe and selling it to the north, and creating some bankroll, having more money to keep you an employee and to pay for other things. Starts studying a piece of the crystal he saved. He saved a part of the shard and noticed it had a certain resonance. Like he smashed up this crystal and imbued it in like a tuning fork, and was able to use that to like trace a similar type of energy here on the island. And discovers a small gnome village in the forest. And there's a very large tree there. He's able to keep his motives hidden at first from the gnomes. Tends to be there for friendly reasons, enjoys drink with them, shares elven absinthe, which they love.
And is this in Demon's Knot?
Yep, in the Darkwood Forest. There's a very large tree, which he senses to be the source of the magic power. Usually the other ones were found in like caves and underground, but this one, he searched the cabins underneath this forest. He knows them well. There's no crystal there. But the tree is very large, and the tuning fork keeps pointing to it, so he assumes that the crystal must be inside the tree. So he hatches a plot to come back to the village with more military help. So he employs the military, hires military from Westport, and with your help, attacks them late at night. His device for tracking the material is destroyed, but his tuning fork is destroyed, but he already thinks it's in the tree. So they are able to capture many of the gnomes. Some escape. So he captures and enslaves some of them, puts them to work in his factories, and begins cutting down the tree, and finds within it a great crystal, and becomes Lord Wizard of the city of Westport, second in command to High Lord Umbra, the king elf of Westport. Moves his operation there, and you are left in charge of the city of Northport, just running factories and stuff. So after this one battle with gnomes, which wasn't very eventful because they weren't hard to beat, you get frustrated running these factories. You become bored. Barclay falls in love in his town. You hear this through. You guys still correspond with each other. The king marries a young seductress who Barclay writes in his letters is manipulating the king in some way, but Barclay was so distracted by his new love that he didn't notice until it was too late. So he's going to move the crystal back to Northport. So he brings it. He escapes with it. With your help, you come help sneak it away in the middle of the night, escape the military town. With your very small army there to protect the crystal, you guys don't have as big an army as Westport. and you know they're probably going to come for it. So the military advances to retrieve the crystal, of course. Barclay manages to use the crystal's power to summon a shadow dragon to try and stop them. The war rages for a year. The island becomes covered in a great black shadow. But after a time, Barclay starts to lose control of the dragon. The crystal does not have as much power here in Northport. So the dragon starts to wreak havoc all over the island. Destroys most of Northport, most of Westport. The Darkwood gets charred, is burnt. And then he relocates. He decides to have a truce with Westport because the dragon's out of control. Moves the crystal to Southport, where he discovers has the strongest resonating ley lines, using the crystal, doing research with it, and it's at the time during the war. So he realizes that the vibrations are strongest in a certain area on the island. In an old abandoned temple in Southport, the city of Southport was where the elves first settled here, but moved west when this city had been abandoned, so there are no elves here at this period of time. They take this crystal there, and Barclay repents for what he's done and calls for help to stop the Shadow Dragon. In that instant, Longa appears on the back of a golden dragon. Great dragon battle ensues, which you witness. Two great dragons battling in the heavens. The golden dragon seems to manage to vanquish the shadow dragons that grow smaller and smaller in the radiant light of this other dragon. The dark cloud is removed. He decides to leave the crystal here in Southport and makes you the perpetual bodyguard. During this period of time, you decide to touch the crystal and gain a wealth of power and knowledge you didn't know you had access to. Southport's redesignated as a holy site, and elves become interested in it again. Some start flocking there after being saved. The elf that flew on the dragon, Longa, was an angel, now appears to be an elf and starts to blend in with the people that start moving here. You know she's an angel, but most people don't. You're treated as a hero along with Barclay. You get credit for what happened, as Longa remains hidden, doesn't reveal her influence. Only you two really know, so you guys were given the credit for bringing the crystal here and summoning the dragon. While you also are here guarding the crystal, you discover the old abandoned library here, religious library. You start studying the texts. You learn to read. Longa helps you learn to read, and you start studying these books. And you learn the legend of another great tree in Wildwood, south of Demon's Knot. You're reading one of these stories, and it's a story that sounds very familiar to the one of the tree in this forest where your friend Barclay found a great crystal, and you become curious. So you travel to Westport, abandon your duty guarding this great crystal, travel to Westport, hire some other mercenaries, build a larger army, and travel south to the island you designate as Kelnar, and capture it. You build a small fort town on the western coast, and slowly take over the island, burning down the jungle, kidnapping, raping, pillaging. You fuck up the island.
You raped my mom.
Yep. You also kill a lot of the orcs in the jungle too. There's a large orc population. You wipe out most of them, and hobgoblins. You wiped out a lot of the more grotesque races you felt no use for. You and your army, and it grew larger and larger because with all the towns you took, you also took more slaves, which you would turn into soldiers and sex slaves, and etc. So you slowly take over the whole island, searching for this tree. So you start a war, and you find the tree, a very large tree in the northern part of the jungle, which has now been mostly destroyed. You find the crystal there, you cut it down, you take the crystal, you have your own source of power, you take the knowledge you've learned from Barclay, and move it to the top of a mountain where you think it's safest. You don't even know about ley lines. You just see a mountain, a very tall mountain, and you think, I'm going to move this crystal there. You're thinking defensively, like a strategician. You're a general. You're a warrior. And you think, I'm going to take this crystal and I'm going to keep it for myself. And so you take it to the top of a very tall mountain, not even realizing it's on a ley line, and take it to its most powerful place, where it's safest and no one can stop you. You're already a great general and everyone's afraid of you. And so you start using your magic power. You create the great wall of iron. You create the great helmet on the temple. You create the maze. You create the riddles. You create everything that is protecting this great crystal to keep everyone else out. And you swear to protect the crystal until you can no longer do so. You swear your life to the crystal. You don't want anyone else to have it. You take control of the island. Barclay reaches out to you after some things have gone wrong in his life. You receive correspondence from him via magic, and he convinces you to help him set up trade in the city of what is now called Telorix. The two of you set up a system with 4 judges, where you elected 2 and he elected 2, and they are to establish what basically maintains trade between your island and his island. And you kept base in this mountain, which over time, as you got weaker and weaker, shrunk into the ground, and so did the temple. Sunk into the ground as you got weaker and weaker. You kept getting the temple keeps getting attacked by adventurers trying to get to the crystal that have heard legend about it. You keep having to defend it. Body parts keep getting removed, and you keep putting them back on. You become, slowly, piece by piece, you become a mummy. So you don't start out as a mummy, but you keep, like, getting killed and bandaging yourself, and because of the power of the crystal, you're able to maintain life, like Froderick is, basically. So you become an undead mummy. You keep bandaging yourself and repairing yourself and protecting the crystal until one day, people arrive and take it back from you. That's the last thing you see in this videogram.
I killed my dad.
So he spent his life protecting the crystal, and you have failed to protect this crystal and another one several times. So you awake from your meditation and realize that while you were meditating, your prisoner escaped, and someone left a bloody handprint on the crystal. Harlock and Juwan, you guys were just outside of Telorix, if I remember correctly.
I mean, I guess I know that kids went on this island, so the only thing I would think to do would be to go back to East Lenya, or go back to Foci, because that's the last place that Kit knew I was. He doesn't have a bracer, and I know that he doesn't have a bracer.
And Jacques always has his volume turned down on his bracer because he's trying to be stealthy.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the plan, Stan?
Alright, so you guys, Alec, Holland, Morgan, and Juwan are outside the city of Telorix. Alec Holland has expressed some desire to stay behind on the island for a while. Juwan has expressed some interest in leaving because she knows, because of the magic of the crystal, that her nephew's not here. So she has determined that maybe she should return to where he thinks she's going to be.
Yeah, last time I talked to him, I was on Foci, and now I get to this island and he's not here. So I know I can't talk to him, so I guess the only thing I would think to do would be to go back to where I think he's headed to, which would be go to Foci.
I agree. I think we should go back.
Alright, so Juwan expresses this to Morgan, and Harlock, and Morgan and Harlock agree. What is Morgan wearing, by the way? Did she ever get any clothes?
Oh, that's,
I know that Bobby had that bag, but he didn't have what she was wearing and what she was carrying the day she died. I know she lost some stuff. He just had her equipment. So did you have some extra clothes, Juwan? Maybe you can give?
Yeah, I got my J. Crew style nice dress.
Morgan's wearing a J. Crew style nice dress, whatever that means. So there you go. That means you're now basically wearing basic clothes / dress. You're wearing a dress now.
I don't know how Morgan feels about this.
Yeah, you're wearing a very nice dress. You're dressed very pretty. You probably don't like it because that's not really Morgan's style. She grew up an orphan, a dirty, water winch.
Does it have pockets?
Yeah, it's from J. Crew. Come on.
Oh, okay. Alright, that's fine.
So you have a very limited wardrobe at this point and a very limited equipment and weapon set. But you did go mythic and come back from the dead as a real person again, so that's gotta be pretty dope. And you have this nice man that saved you. You're very
Super nice.
You now feel indebted to, so now you probably follow Harlock because he brought you back to life after all you've been through.
He's got big dongs, so.
That's yet to be seen, I guess.
Pretty sure Harlock would be whipping that thing out anyway.
So are you officially whipping it out and showing it to Morgan at some point in time? I mean, I guess you could decide how you respond to that, so.
I'm showing it to everyone.
How do you respond to your own dong?
It's a big blue dong.
Yeah.
Come on.
So at some point during your desert travels, everyone's seen Harlock's dong, and probably everyone said, put it away.
Like, yeah.
Unless he wants to roll a charisma check with showing off his dong. So do you, remove your codpiece to do that? Do you, unlock the thing and, you go through the whole ordeal?
Actually, no, that's a terrible idea. There could be witches anywhere.
Yeah, you never know. Never be better safe than sorry. So Alec decides to wait out here in the sand. He's a big rock man, so he goes and he's like, no, just leave me here. I'll catch up with you guys later.
Alright, we just gotta figure out how to get you into the city.
You are there with Khan. You do have to pay the tax to get in, though.
Khan, pay the tax.
Khan says, I've already got to pay my own fee to get in. I'm not paying your fee, too.
You gotta pay a fee? You fucking work for this place. That's
Everyone's got to pay taxes.
Shitty, dude.
So it'll come out of my fee for escorting you. I can write it off, and I can put it down as one of my deductibles.
Cool, write off my tax as well, then. That just means you get more deductibles.
So we got to save your receipt.
You can just keep my receipt, dude.
Alright, roll me diplomacy with keep my receipt.
Yeah, pay my tax for me and then keep the receipt for your own taxes.
Yeah, let's see if he'll do that. Maybe he'll get a bigger write-off because of you.
Yeah.
Natural 20. He agrees to pay your tax if you give him the receipt so he can get a higher deductible and get more money back when it comes return season.
I'm glad
Which is coming up. He'll even point out
out
you guys are showing up just in time for Tax Festival. It's Tax Festival week, guys. This is just in time. I got this receipt just in time.
No one fucking
He's really excited. He loves Tax Festival.
You're weird, Con.
Alright, so you guys enter the city. Tax Festival going on. It's guys walking around collecting money from people. They're
Just walking around. Give me
yeah,
money, give
yeah.
me money.
They work for the government. They walk up to you and ask for 10% of what's in your wallet.
I'm not a resident, no.
Well, I'll open my wallet.
I say, well, it's for the law here is residents and non-residents.
I already paid. Khan's got my receipt.
So that was the entry tax. This is just
Nope.
a living tax.
No, I don't live here.
It's a tourism tax.
That's not a thing.
It's a room. Are you staying in a hotel? It's a hotel tax. You ever eat food here?
You, sir, you're just making shit up right
No,
now.
these are all real taxes, and we're collecting for them right now.
That's not true.
Tax festival day.
You're making
Give me
stuff
5
up.
gold.
No, I'm gonna get on a boat and I'm gonna leave.
All right, you're gonna get arrested for not paying the tax
You're gonna
collector.
be kidding me, Ryan? What the fuck?
Khan's gonna arrest you. Khan's
What
gonna
if you don't have any money,
Khan's gonna
though?
say you gotta pay the tax, man. It's the law.
I don't live here. You pay taxes in the places you fucking live.
This is tourism. Do you hear him say tourism tax? It's only 5 gold. Just give the man his 5 gold. It's tax. Come on, it's a tax festival. How dare you not pay the tax man during tax festival? That's an insult to my religion.
Your religion. Alright, so I'm gonna give this guy 5 gold, and I'm gonna turn to Khan and say, Khan, you owe me taxes.
All right, I like
I
it.
like it.
What does he owe you tax? What do you?
You have been grating on my fucking nerves, so you owe me rent by being all up on my ass.
This is
for
a tax
3
festival,
months.
not a rent festival. And you got a name. You got to
Taxes.
come with the name
Already
of the.
did.
What's the name of this tax? Being all of my
Morgan
ass tax does
Slip.
not sound
No,
legitimate
no,
enough.
it's the-
That's not on the
Morgan
list of
Slip's
taxes you can pay.
It's a tourism tax then. Your tourism tax.
You can't charge him
For
a
being
tourism
all
tax.
Up in my business. It's a
Oh.
business tax because you're all up in my business.
All right,
How about that?
I'll let you roll business tax because you're off my business with a diplomacy roll.
19.
All right, he'll give you 5 gold and laugh.
Good.
But you're going to be approached by about 5 other people. It's tax time and asking for different taxes from you.
I've got my
I need a
fingers
beard-
in
I
my
need a
ears
beard
and I'm
tax.
singing
I need a,
really
you know-
loud. Singing, I can't hear anything.
You're being really rude and ignoring their local customs and festivals. You're doing the
Everyone's
exact.
this is just fucking robbery. I feel like a libertarian right now.
It's-
Highway robbery!
It's tax festival. Come
Fucking
on,
taxes.
get into it. It's fun. Everyone's collecting taxes. So you
Alright,
guys,
well,
you guys just like
yeah,
you're just like
yeah.
just try to get past the festival.
All right, Morgan flashes a nip, and then like it's just like nip tax.
Call it public nudity tax.
Yeah, nip tax. Pay
They're gonna
up.
charge you though.
All right, we're gonna beeline it for the docks.
You guys are just gonna try to. You're gonna get fuck away from this festival.
This is the worst.
I will obscuring mist if necessary.
All right, Khan will escort you guys to the docks.
I don't need to damn escort.
That's his
Tom.
job. He has to do it until you leave the city, and the docks are outside of the city. So once you leave the city walls, you're not his problem anymore. You
Ooh, wait,
show the guard upon exiting the city your papers and stuff. They check you know, like the day of the city, all this stuff like that.
I gotta run to the market real quick.
What?
And Morgan,
Yeah, just
Morgan
real-
leaves you here at customs by yourself.
I'm gonna
Real
go
quick.
into you see the
Harlock
docks
will
with
stay
you
with her, but
outside?
Morgan's
Yep.
gotta run to the.
I'm gonna wait outside
Yeah.
on the fucking docks.
Juwan leaves and says, I'll wait for you at the docks.
Yeah, I can't.
Waits
be
by the
outside
fish
city.
and shit. He's like, hates the city.
Yeah, we'll be. I just gotta run in the market and pick one thing up real quick.
Or just Morgan or Harlock or both.
I think we should both go.
You need a voice for Morgan at this point because you're together all the time.
Yeah, I have to do
Yeah.
a kid voice.
Hey, she has a kid voice, you gotta do a Morgan voice. Even if it's
So
exactly the same as the
You
kid
can't steal my voice. I know you really want to.
That's a really good voice. Alright, the dynamic duo, the new power couple. You guys head to the market. What are you looking for?
I need a musket. You knew this was coming.
Yeah, you need a musket.
Alright, that's, I'm broke, but I'll take it.
Alright, you spend 3,000 gold. Where did that gold come from?
Harlock is buying it,
Where did he get it from? How's he carrying it?
in his Prada bag. I spent all my magic money. Remember when I had, like, 120,000 gold?
Not anymore.
Now, remember when Harlock had, like, 120 gold?
Comes and it goes. It ebbs and it flows.
Let's beeline it to the docks.
Alright, you go and meet Juwan on the docks.
Yeah. I just realized I spent all my money.
Yeah, so there's your problem.
I will figure something out. Well,
So
first
you
let's
know-
see if there's a boat going headed where we're headed. Morgan's the sailor. She'll offer her services.
Okay, roll me a profession check.
It's gonna go really well or really poorly. 9? It's swabbed real good.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be. You wanna swab the decks then?
Yeah.
They'll pay you, what'd you roll?
9.
Yeah, they'll pay you 9 gold to swab the decks for 3-month journey to where you're trying to go.
I think Lenya, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they'll take that'll be the short. They'll take you to Galbraith, which will be the shortest way. That'll take about a month and a half.
Galbraith.
You can swap decks and get paid 9 gold.
So I
What
have
if
the
I
ability
swap dicks as well?
So you might be able to make extra money if you do that. That's up to you. It's your life.
I can like control weather and water, and I can make animals that can help drag the boat along, like dolphins and shit.
So you're gonna offer magical services with the diplomacy roll.
Yeah.
Offer gust of wind. Don't forget about the old classic gusto window.
18.
Yeah, they'll agree that if you can also assist, that they can offer you passage on this ship if you will pay them 1 gold. And that's just Harlock that has to get on the boat.
Well, if there's anything I remember, all boats need a doctor, right? Yeah, a medical officer. Is this a space boat?
No, that's
No, it's a normal boat. But you can still offer services with some sort of profession check or diplomacy roll.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll diplomacy and be like, hey, I can raise the dead. That's a 21.
Alright.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 1.
Natural 1? Yeah. No, they don't need a doctor on this ship. Matter of fact, your head explodes for lying. Now your character's dead.
Come on.
No, I'm kidding. But don't
I
lie.
didn't say it. You know, I'm fucked.
They don't want to let you on this ship, at least not without. They want you to pay.
How much?
You seem dressed like a rich guy, so it's 1,500.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Not.
Are you just gonna pay it?
No, I'm not gonna pay it. I don't know. 1,500 gold.
You can appraise that or diplo it down, or there are
I'm trying
options.
to.
Yeah, that's what I just tried, and
I got some diplomacy tea. I don't know if that helps.
You gotta convince these guys to sit down and drink tea with you.
Yeah.
pretty sure y'all are gonna need a horticulturist on the boat, right?
So
All
you
the
just
plants
like,
out
they're
here.
like, we don't need a doctor. Like, well, how about a horticulturalist?
They don't need a doctor?
Yeah.
Well, that's apparently not. He rolled a 1.
What you
Roll,
should do is
roll
like,
diplomacy with that.
like reach out and like shock somebody's throat and then be like, you sure you don't need a doctor, asshole?
I don't know, that'd be an intimidation check, but yeah, you could do that.
Alright,
That'd be
that's
good.
a 16. Oh, wait, diplomacy? That's a 35.
Oh yeah, you can convince them that maybe they might need a herbalist for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why. He's not either, but
All
somehow
all
you
the-
convince him. You have a really good salesman mentality. You sold a lot of stuff in your life, and somehow you convince this guy he needs you on board. He'll only require 17 gold from you. Yeah, and you guys are gonna be staying below decks in the not nice part of the ship.
I can live with that.
So you guys stay in the bowels of the ship, do your daily jobs, do your work.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any storms coming,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, you
fend them off.
you
and
gust to wind the ship every day.
talk to the water and calm it down, and I don't know, summon dolphins to drag stuff around or entertain, whatever gets us there.
Yeah. All right. So you all do your part. You arrive in the city of Galbraith.
Yep. So is that east or west?
That's East Linya. That's college town.
Oh right. Oh shit. I went
Oh,
to school
shit.
here.
You did.
I know what this is. Really close to fucking Mantra though.
Wait, is Joanne like summoning dolphins?
She was while you were on the boat, but now you guys are at a dock, so it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
necessary.
Damn it.
I just did it to
I
like,
wanted-
make the journey alright.
I wanted to shoot one, but alright.
You can if you
No,
want.
no.
You can
No,
go
you
back in
can't.
time and say you did.
No, you can't do that.
Give him a chance to not do it.
Don't shoot dolphins in front of me.
Would you like to shoot dolphins in front of Juwan?
Harpoons!
I know I don't have a harpoon though.
You
Do
don't
they have
need
any
one.
harpoons on the boat?
No.
No.
Ha!
God damn it.
Stop it, dolphin murderer. Dolphins are mammals. They have feelings.
I can shoot it with fucking. Alright, I wanna kill one.
All right, roll versus the dolphin's AC.
I'm gonna attack you now.
Perception check to see if you see him attacking your dolphin.
Damn it. Why can't I see that? Wouldn't I feel that because I summoned the dolphins or we're like
That's not how it
connected by
works.
our souls or
No.
something?
Where do you get this stuff from? You just make stuff up, and we're like, that's how it works, right?
I don't know, just make stuff up because sometimes it works.
Yeah, sometimes.
Alright.
24 on perception, so I
I'll
can
take
see
it.
it.
That's gonna be a 30 to hit.
Who is doing this?
Morgan with her.
So Morgan's doing this for some reason. So Morgan, for some reason, has pulled a gun out and is shooting at a dolphin off the side of the ship. You do see her pulling her gun out. That is going to be a hit, though. She pulls the trigger.
What I want to do is like gust of wind like concentrated into a tunnel so that it knocks the gun out of her hand into the ocean.
Oh.
Oh, I told you not to shoot the dolphins.
I think a gust of wind can knock a gun out of
No, it's not a gust of wind. It's really bad term, but it's like a gale, like 60-mile-an-hour like hurricane winds.
I'm holding on to it 2 hands. Also, I anti-hero point you.
Come on, dolphins!
You don't know what I'm shooting at. I already shot.
I can feel it. You're injuring Mother Nature.
Yeah, it's a summon dolphin. Come on.
Gosford told me.
I'll roll a percentage chance. Roll a percentage chance to see if it makes a miss. Above 50 is the wind will blow and make the shot miss. Even
I rolled a 30 to hit. Come on.
I'm letting the wind possibly blow your shot off track. 50-50.
700.
It's not a number. That's 7. That's 7, which means it does hit the dolphin.
Alright, roll for damage. Here we go. It's gonna be fun. 19 damage.
You've killed a dolphin.
So,
You get 200 experience points.
is Morgan
Oh,
wearing
wait. I'm
armor?
gonna start.
So she's just holding the gun. The gun is the only thing. She has a dress and a gun. And
Dressing a gun, possibly
And
a
a
bag,
backpack
and a backpack full of crap.
Alright,
Random
so...
Annie Oakley over here with the dress and a gun.
Well, you just summoned another dolphin. That was cool. Admit it.
No. It's not cool, man. You don't summon...
Yeah,
One
Juwan-
hit it.
Juwan does not feel good about that.
Dolphin.
What's your alignment, Morgan?
Juwan is not immune.
Chaotic
Face.
neutral, I believe.
Yeah, you're still cool then.
Alright, so I would like to cast Chill Metal on Morgan's gun.
Alright.
First round, the metal becomes chilly and uncomfortable to touch. But then, after
Alright,
that...
your gun starts becoming cold.
And then there's an icy coldness that causes pain and damage. And then freezing cold and it causes more damage.
Chill metal
No,
sounds
this is-
like a terrible
you did
genre
2
of
rounds.
music.
Yeah, so as you fire the shot, your gun becomes, a gust of wind blows, your gun starts becoming cold. But you can put your gun away after that if you want. You don't have to keep holding on to it.
I put
Or
my
you
gun
can put it
away.
in your
I
pocket,
already
it's
killed
just
the
gonna
dolphin.
keep, it's
Okay.
gonna be doing cold
Juwan
damage.
keeps concentrating.
It's in your pocket.
Where do you put your gun away at?
Hurt you.
Leaning over my back shoulder, like on my backpack.
Well, then
So you somehow have it like tucked into your backpack? Alright, well, it's still going to be very cold on your back. So you're still going to take the damage. So you're going to
Sure,
take...
it's hot as balls outside.
It's not that hot. So you take 1 damage the first round of when it starts getting
Okay.
icy. You feel like you have ice on your back. Get some like freezer burn.
Harlock laughs and just casts cure minor wounds.
Alright, then you take 6 damage as the gun starts to freeze.
Okay, cure minor wounds.
And you take 6 more damage.
Cure minor wounds.
How many cure minor wounds do you have?
Yeah, I got a lot. I have 7
You
plus 5 channel energies, which are 3d6.
This is round 4, then you take 7 damage.
Okay, well I don't heal.
You take 8 damage.
I don't heal.
Oh, that starts getting stronger.
Yeah, I think it just continues.
Then it becomes 1 damage.
So what do we have to? 7, 8, 16 damage. Okay.
And then it stops being cold.
I cast Cure Moderate, Mythic.
You use one of your mythic points.
Any cure spell, if I use a Mythic, I can roll it twice and take the highest. Alright, 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, so that's 10 plus 6, 16 on the first, and I'm gonna re-roll it. 7, 9, 9 is, so 19 plus 8, 25. So yeah, I heal 25 damage. So
Okay.
I'm back up to full health.
Your efforts go unnoticed, Juwan. Harlock just...
Not unnoticed.
she was cold for a minute, but Harlock rubbed her back and then she was fine.
I cast Create Water on top of her head.
I'm gonna cast Create Water inside your dress. So it looks like you peed yourself.
Alright, fine. What do I have to roll? Just 2 gallons.
Alright, you splish Juwan with 2 gallons of water.
That's great.
Funny.
Love it.
She in the shower anyway.
One
Does it give you like
raffle.
the flash dance thing where it's like...
Yeah, it's like 2
Yeah.
buckets of water just appearing out of nowhere.
Alright, let's continue on our journey.
Alright, you guys finish goofing off on the ship. You guys arrive in Galbraith.
We'd like to munch on some tuna steak dolphin now on the way.
Well, you didn't catch it, you just shot it. Let's do somebody to scoop it up.
Yeah, I mean, it would be much better if you would have like eaten it. But
Now it's just gonna drown. That's probably why Juwan was so mad. She just shot it and just
you just left it there.
let it bleed and drown. Just chum the water.
Jump in the water!
So now you guys are in a college town.
Yep.
A bunch of young kids, young adventurers.
Sweet. Are we near White Castle by chance?
Is that the thing that's in the middle?
White Castle's in the middle, yes, you're on the coast.
We get rip roaring drunk.
That's
There
Morgan
you go.
Harlock's plan, I think.
Yeah. I mean, really, I wanted to come back to Lenya because, like I said, my best guess is that Kit's gonna go to Foci. So, and it's a town that they're not racist against me being there. So I've never been to the White Castle before. What is that like?
I don't know. I've never been there either. Oh. I just know that's where to get bracers.
How do you know that?
Cersei told me. I don't have any money, so fuck it. Okay, you want to just head to Foci? I'm fine with that. Let's just head towards Foci.
Okay.
There's nothing good over here.
How do you head there? Which cardinal direction? How do you travel?
I feel like we should go...
I mean, my guess is
you don't
that
have an
we should
airship.
not stick
Can't just
to the
magically appear
gigantic
there.
road that's connecting the two castles together because it's probably like that thieves' road sort of deal. Like,
I feel like the safest way last time, we should head south, west, and then like sneak just north of White Castle's walls so we hit the road. Do you want to walk through the scary forests and mountains?
we could also go to Dirt and get on a boat and sail over to Foci.
Are you buying?
No, I mean, I didn't have to buy last time.
Oh,
What did you?
okay.
We just like, yeah, pour out our
All right.
sails.
We can try this. I've never been on a free boat before.
How did you have to pay money to get here on the one that we were on?
Not very much. You had to pay 2, but it's 1 gold.
1 gold, yeah, but it's pretty fucking free.
Alright, fine, fuck it. Why don't we just hang out at the docks on Galbraith and wait for a fucking boat going to Foci then?
I mean, it's pretty near to summer break time for these guys, so there's a lot of kids getting ready to go on adventures all around the world. You might be able to sign up with an adventuring group to get on one of these adventuring ships.
Yeah, let's see if there's like an adventure ship to
Yeah, can you look at the brochures, please? And perception check the brochures for these adventuring.
Yeah.
The study abroad program.
Yeah, we do that.
18 and 8, so a lot.
Yeah, most of the flyers indicate they're going to a lot of the more dangerous places around the world. Adventurers would want to go. So, like Nerwin. Some are going to parts of Norland. Some are going to Kelnar. Some are going to Hero's Tomb. But none of them seem to be going to West Lenya.
Isn't that a dangerous place?
Yeah, but they're, they don't have good relations with West Lenya, so none of these ships are like chartered down college boats going to go to like your war enemy
overland, I guess.
Yeah, let's hoof it.
I hope we don't die.
We hoof it.
Alright, you hoof it. It's going to take you quite a while on foot.
Can I summon up 2 horses?
That's quite the journey.
Or 3 horses for us?
Yep.
Yeah, so I have 3 level 2 spells a day, so I can do 3 horses, but then I don't have any spells for that day, so as long as we like...
That's
Okay,
alright.
let's
I
find
feel like
out.
that's...
Alright, so every day you summon 3 horses.
I mean, if they're I thought they lasted until their purpose was done.
I'm pretty sure there's a duration of the spell, check it. I sometimes let you guys do that, but I'm pretty sure there is a real duration.
Oh, I feel like in the past we've just done this shit.
I know.
Yeah, get summon monster.
I'm looking.
Let's just go with the day. I'm fine with that until Morgan shoots one.
Oh, yeah, the duration's only 1 round per level, so this is not very helpful, actually.
So it's how many rounds is that?
See what happens? You could have just left it a day.
But you didn't. So now you get what, like a couple of seconds with a horse?
Well, in that case, I'm not actually going to do it then, because that's a waste of fucking time. It's like 30 seconds worth of horse. Like, what good is that? Like, the horse make a quick
Since you're not
getaway.
summoning the horse for battle, if you want to summon it for a purpose, you can, but I will need you to cast it every day. Because you're going to rest at night, they're going to vanish, unless you don't sleep.
I think I need to sleep. I don't have any...
That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
you can cast it every day. I'm going to allow you to do it, and as long as they don't get into a battle, they'll stay. But as soon as you become stressed and can't concentrate, they're going to vanish or run away or disappear. So as soon as your concentration is broken.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So the White Castle is not like a place that we want to go into? Is it like not friendly?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was really
Nothing.
drunk the last time I was here. I
Never
don't
actually
remember.
been- Oh, can I roll a knowledge history? I mean, I fucking grew up on this island. I should know something, right?
Yeah, you did grow up in this island, that would make sense.
Well, 16 and 7 is what? 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you want to know?
What kind of stuff do I know about this damn... That was
Oh, I got
knowledge
knowledge.
local, so it's going to be new, up-to-date information, not old-ass bullshit from whenever I lived here.
Yeah. So you'll ask around on Galbraith. I mean, you'll know the charred remains of the Fox's Forest is just outside the city here.
I don't want to know what's around me. I'm talking specifically about the White Castle. That's what
About White Castle? What about White Castle? It's the capital of East Lenya. It's a big tourist destination. A lot of people go there.
Oh.
So, big temple city.
But it's like touristy?
Sort of. A lot of people travel there to see it.
Junk
It's
history.
one of the biggest cities in the world.
You gotta get like naked or something to go in.
Yeah, they got a big customs process. You do have to bathe and get naked.
They don't like evil people.
They don't like evil people at all.
So that's fine with me.
It's a radiant white castle that seems to emit light. Surrounded by a lot of floating eyes, a lot of security. Has 2 giant statues at the front entrance of large nude dwarves. Nudity is encouraged in the city. Most people aren't allowed to wear anything. If you do wear something that's usually just a white robe, you are forced to sacrifice everything you carry before you go into the city. Very complicated customs process involving bathing and ID cubes and before you're allowed into the inner city. But the inner city is famed for its baths and its temple to Aurori, and it's the capital of East Lenya, so it's a big deal. All races are welcome.
I mean, is it connected at all to the Blinding Light Guild?
There's no one to ask. It's just
You're in a college town. You can go talk to Hannah Hawk. You know her. You know people in this town.
Yeah, I guess can we ask Hannah Hawk if it's connected? Because I'm just thinking if we can get like some clues or something about this road, like spots to avoid, or if we're gonna get just murdered if we walk through it alone. Because we're not like a big party of people, so I feel like we could just
Harlock
get
knows
real fast.
Harlock knows the area pretty well. I mean, but yeah, we can go ask to get more info. I'm totally down with that. I want to get a bracer, so yeah, if you want to go to White Castle, I'm
Alright,
totally
so can
down.
I ask Hannah then
What are you asking Hannah?
if the White Castle is like connected to the Blinding Light Guild in any way?
She's never heard of the Blinding Light Guild.
Oh,
She doesn't know.
I guess I would think that they were super duper famous. I don't know, do you want to go to the castle or you just want to bypass it? I mean, if you want to get a bracelet, let's just go to the castle. It's on our way.
Alright, yeah, we'll go to White Castle.
Alright.
Sober this time.
How are you guys getting there? Walking?
Yeah, we're just gonna hoof it.
Yep. Not horse hoof it.
Alright, so you head through the forest that used to be L'Antre du Renard. Not much animal life there, so you guys don't encounter anything there, but you do...
Oh, as we're walking through the forest there?
Yeah.
Alright, can I stop and do a little bit of Gozer business? Give a little wave to my sister's grave and cast...
Sit here and
Plant
read
growth.
the
It is,
spell.
that's just what it's called. Okay, so plant growth. That's what I'm casting. And it basically, it's like the same kind of thing that it did for those other people that one time when they were like, but it basically it's just going to stimulate the plant regrowth of the area.
Basically, it's just going to do something.
Oh god. It's just
I got
fucking
it.
plants.
Oh, it's just gonna do magic
You
stuff.
choose a version, overgrowth or enrichment. You're choosing enrichment.
Yeah.
So a half-mile radius, you increase the potential productivity of the plants to 1/3 above normal.
Yeah, just a general.
So you're making stuff grow back faster here in this general half-mile radius.
Yeah, sure. Just kind of.
And you do a little prayer to Gozra.
Yep.
High five, Gozra.
Or no, high five. Not high fiving, waving sister's grave. Or I guess she's probably a bio-burial. She's probably a tree by
She's
now.
your parents were, yeah. So you visit her grave specifically. It's got flowers growing on it.
Yeah.
Would you like to forage some of this stuff here?
Yep.
You have a profession in herbalism or survival or
herbalist.
something?
I can use survival because it's more.
Let's use herbalists to identify them. To use survivalists to find them.
Okay. 8 plus 3, 11. Damn it.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot growing there yet since the forest recently burnt down.
Recently, this shit was like years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a year ago, but there's not a whole lot of stuff growing here yet. There's only 2 useful looking plants here on this grave that you think you can use. The rest is just grass. Weeds.
So can I identify them then?
Yeah, with an herbalism check. Herbalism check.
Or it
profession.
shoots one of them.
So, a 12 on one, and then a 20 on another one.
Oh, well, you just checked one plant and the other?
Yeah, right?
That's
Are
fine.
they two the same plant? Or
No, 2 different plants.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the first plant you thought you could scavenge, you can't really identify. You can still take it if you like. And then you also find some spur root, but you only have one of them. One spur root. If you collect 3 spur roots and do a DC 19 check to turn into a usable poultice or potion, you can use it to regrow minor appendages. Or help start the regrowth of minor appendages like fingers or toes.
Like a lizard.
Or ear. It's just small things. You can't regrow an arm or anything, but like if you lose a little part of yourself, and you don't know what
I'm
that
a
is.
horticulturalist. Can I, like, aid her in some way?
Yeah.
What's this weird one? I don't know what the fuck this
You can help
thing
her
is.
identify
What's
the
this?
one she couldn't identify.
Yeah, what's this?
Alright, I'll roll it. 6.
Plus what?
5 plus 1.
Oh, so yeah.
6.
You don't know what it is either.
My horticulturalist skill is 1. Fuck
So
profession.
yeah, you guys don't know what these plants are, but Joanne collects 2 samples from her sister's grave.
Yeah, so I guess
As
that's
a
all. I just
memory,
wanted-
yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to pause and
You
look
guys have
through it,
visited.
so-
And then you head south towards White Castle. You pass the Great Clutch, the reservoir.
Oh, is that swampy looking thing?
Sort of, yeah. It's pretty clear pool, pretty deep,
So is the merman there?
probably.
And like, I think I did some plant growth on the side of that.
You
to
did.
make
You
it
created like a
easier.
dam of some sort and like a thorny overgrowth in one part.
Yeah. Can I
Keep people away.
Yeah. So does it look the same?
It's grown, so it's been a year. Seems like parts of it have been hacked away, but it still mostly remains.
But if we get too close to it, does the mer guy like yell at us or attack us or anything? Should we skirt around it? Or no?
I mean, you don't
Roll
know.
for
There's
initiative.
one way to find out. What are you asking right now?
I'm willing to
The
find
wind?
out. I'll fuck some shit up.
Please don't kill the merman. I think he's like really handsome.
But he wears a mask, so you can't tell.
But I think he's handsome because he's a merman.
Just assume.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's got some magic shit. I did this guy a favor this one time, so I don't know. Let's go see if maybe we can reap some reward from that favor.
What you did over a year ago.
Let's just head to Drunk Castle.
Okay.
You guys head towards White Castle.
Please let us go.
Yeah. You don't get attacked, actually. I wish you would have. Weather's pretty calm, actually. It's not too bad. You guys arrive at the very long line outside of White Castle. Currently appears to be shorter than usual. There's only a 2-day wait to
What?
get to customs.
Juan picks a fight with the goods.
I mean, there's a long line in front of you before you even get to the guards. But there are a lot of floating eyeballs around watching the line.
I'm gonna start rolling diplomacy checks to be like, excuse me, I've got important business. Would you mind if me and my company skip ahead of you?
I need you to do 100 diplomacy checks.
100?
What?
Alright. Number 1 is going to be a 36, 30, 37, 30, natural 1.
Are you keeping track?
Alright, so one of the eyeballs catches you and escorts a force field like body, like ethereal type of body, kind of appears around this floating eyeball, and it forcibly brings you back to the rear of the line where you belong. And says no cutting.
That wasn't cutting, I was asking politely.
Violators will be prosecuted. The first shall be last, the last shall be
This
first.
clearly is not my type of town. I'm gonna get arrested. I say we beat feet towards Foci.
Alright, so we'll skip going to White Castle then.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not a drunk Harlock Morgan town.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Space
gonna
Mountain
get
does not
shot.
work this
Someone's
line.
going to jail.
You're just going to get yourself in trouble at this point.
It's very mature of you to recognize that.
Alright, so you guys are on the road in front of White Castle. You just head west down the road towards West Linya?
Yeah, I'm a bit wary about doing this, but yeah, I guess.
Before we get, I'm going to blast undetectable alignment on the 3 of us.
And you head out past the Great Water Tower, or the guard
Yeah.
towers that have those water cannons. You head
Yeah.
past those. They don't detect you of alarm, but they do see you heading towards the wall and question you with their megaphones. Excuse me, citizens, why are you heading towards the White Wall?
I'm trying to get
just,
to the other
you
side.
know.
I don't know if you can see, but if you roll a really low perception check, you see there's a very large white wall on the road ahead of you, blocking travel from east to West Linya. It is illegal to travel to West Linya.
Oh, we're just going camping or
It
picnic
says
out by
only
the
citizens
wall.
of West Linya can travel freely to West Linya.
Yeah, we're just going picnicking.
Either one of you have identification that proves that you're from West Linya, we can allow you to pass with visitors, but I need at least one of you to have identification that proves you're from West Linya before I can allow you to travel in that direction.
Can I show them my
Yeah. I
wizard
just hold up
thing?
my
'Cause I gotta copy
ID.
my
Like,
niece, I
yeah,
guess,
okay,
and
here
leave
you
it that
go.
boy.
What did you
Hang
do?
on.
They're like
hang on.
They're what? Like fucking 1,000 feet away.
Well, they have looking glasses.
Can
They're
I
telescopes.
can I like mom arm in front of him and be like, wait. And so I probably have like an ID from this like wizard camp or wizard career thing that I've been doing, right? Some kind of security card to boop into the building. This is like a research facility. So I have that ID card. I got a college ID.
Those things don't exist.
For being a wizard.
That doesn't exist. Neither one of those things exist.
Ryan.
They don't. You didn't get an ID for. We never talk about this. You don't have those objects. Those don't exist. It's because you think you would have them right now in this particular moment.
Can I take out my phone and pull up my email where I got a copy of my lease in it?
No. You don't have that with you. You wouldn't have brought that with you for any reason. And you moved out. You don't live there anymore. You left Hunky. He cried.
Hunky, that's his name.
You don't even remember his name. He wept. He wept when you left. You just forgot him. Don't forget to tune in next time for more of What's Their Name's adventures on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.